All right. Tell me when we're live. Good evening, everybody, and welcome into Prepcast.com. Panther Broadcasting, powered by Prepcast. Haven't missed much. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties. The Panthers down 8-0 after a missed snap by Connor O'Neill was taken the other way by Vashon, and then they completed the two-point conversion to make it 8-0. Gavin Anderson will be joining me here shortly. My name's Tom Hartbeck. Outside on the camera is Parker Kylan. And we got Zumwalt North versus Vashon here tonight. Vashon 2-2, Zumwalt North 3-2. And now finally the referees are going to agree that a penalty on Zumwalt North's punt is against Vashon. And they will set up from the 30-yard line. 1st and 10, 9:13 on the clock, 8-0 our score. They got two men out to the far side, one man in motion. They set up. That is Dier Hill Jr. He sets. Now they clap, back to pass. Looking. Malarius down the field, incomplete. Malouis Kane, the senior, floats that one way, way too far. 9:06 on the clock. So, 2nd down and 10 on the 30. Same formation for the Wolverines. Handoff up the middle. That time they hand the ball off to their running back, Marquise Gleghorn, and he maybe gets 5. Third down and 4 from the 36. You're just joining us. My name's Tom Hartbeck. Gavin Anderson will be joining me here shortly once he gets all the particulars sorted out. And Parker Kylan on the camera. 3rd down and 4 from the 36. Hand off to Gleghorn, far side. And down the sideline. And pushed out of bounds by Sean Robinson. Gleghorn has some speed, Gavin. I'll tell you that right now. He has the wheels, and he's going to be a handful tonight. You're getting there. You're getting there, man. And you guys can't see this, but Gavin is our resident tech guy as well as color this year, along with Eric Gallahan. And man, oh man, he's got his hands full.
I think we got everything. Tom.
Are you good? Are you good to have a coronary attack? All right.
Besides a small heart attack, I think we're good.
Now out to the far side. That is Hill to the pylon, to the scoreboard. Vashon rolling here early. Little pass out to Hill, and he scored early. 14-0 as we get set, and the athleticism is on display.
Oh, yeah, we've seen Vashon so far here in this one. They have a big team as far as size-wise, but really, as we mentioned kind of before the game, it's the athleticism.
Yeah, we did not get you a Vandalia Bus-Lines pregame show, so we apologize for that. Vashon is bigger on the line and more athletic in the skill positions to Zumwalt North. And this is really a test game. This game does not matter in your district. And you know what? This is a we're going to get better game. And when you put this on your schedule at the beginning of the year, you're probably thinking, all right, it's going to be a test. But Vashon was highly, highly touted going into this year as one of the small schools 8:04 on the clock, 14-0. Handoff, Gleghorn dives, 2-point conversion in. So that's 16-0, 8:04 on the clock. We got to take care of some business. We'll take a quick break, be right back. Panthers down here early in the first.
Bus Lines has been serving the St. Louis metropolitan area since 1932, and they take pride in their well-maintained fleet of clean, comfortable, European-style motor coaches and vans. Whether you're interested in a tour of the beautiful and historic St. Louis area or a charter trip to the lower 48 continental United States or parts of Canada, it's Vandalia Bus Lines, the largest fleet in the St. Louis area. Call them at 800-542-4287.
Welcome back here, everybody. Panther Broadcasting powered by Prepcast. And our camera now has the issues. Gavin's running to get that fixed. 16-0, our score. What the hell's going on? Here's the kick. Far side. That is Braden Miller. He's got some room, and he gets down past almost to the 35. So we come set. Still working through some issues here, folks, so bear with us. 1st and 10 from the 35 for Zumwalt North. 7:55 on the clock. They're down 16. And Connor O'Neill had nowhere to go. Second and 12 from the 33. The Panthers have a net gain of 5 yards. Second and 12 from the 33, 7:25 on the clock here, 16-0. You're going to have to score here if you want to stay in it. The pitch play is snuffed out. It is O'Neill, and he gets a nice gain, and it'll be 3rd down and 2.
That is a big play on offense for North. Haven't had anything going on all game.
No, and it's going to be tough because this Vashon offense is very, very well equipped. But 3rd down and 2. Everybody's set. Another bad snap. O'Neill gets through into the secondary, and then Russell down from behind. But the speed of this Vashon defense is what is going to be tough to fight tonight. When you look at the size of the team on the sideline, you'd think, well, Zumwalt North can put in the fresh boys and keep the legs fresh, but we'll have to see. 6:25 on the clock, 1st and 10 when we come back. Timeout.
To get that extra 10%. Reach the next level with Athletic Republic. Athletic Republic is science-based performance sports training, delivering intense, position-specific one-on-one training. Stop working out and start training. Visit your local Athletic Republic training center today. Athletic Republic, where athletes who give 110% get the extra 10%.
Welcome back, everybody, to Panther Broadcasting, powered by Prepcast. My name's Tom Hartbeck. I'm alongside Gavin Anderson. 10 yards to go as North moves the chains. 16-0. Vashon on top. Big line, 2 wide receivers, and it looked like Vashon flinched.
North had a man in motion and saw a couple defensive linemen jump.
Encroachment, defense. First down and 5 from the 30. And again, last week, this is the hard part. We said this. Washington, Holt, Vashon. This is the hard part of their schedule. They almost get out of Holt with a win. But 14-7 the final. The Indians emerge victorious out in Wentzville as O'Neal able to stumble forward and maybe get one.
And then a couple weeks ago, back at home, North able to barely come away with the victory versus Washington.
Yeah, they had a nice lead and then hung on to win the game on an interception. Not much unlike the Howell game of a few years ago. Second down and 5 from the 30. They don't give him anything on the play. 5:50 on the clock. 3 wide receivers. Man in motion to the far side. That's Shane Pruitt. Rushed in the flat. Hamilton caught, first down, and a little bit more, maybe more after that. And that's about a 17-yard gain.
And a great play over by North. Having a man in motion, you see the defense shift focus over there in a nice little shuttle pass.
It really wasn't a shuttle pass so much as it was, all right, we've led everybody through. Just get it over everybody up to Maurice Hamilton, and that's what they did because Hamilton was running an underneath route. First down and 10 from the 17. 3 wideouts, 2 to the far side, 1 to the near. O'Neal keeping it himself. Gets a nice gain of about 8, and then a flag coming in late. Holding on the offense. First and 10 is what it was after the nice gain, but that's going to knock it back. 10 yards from the spot, so they'll put it at the 30. First down and 23. And Coach Joe Bacon at the end of his sideline, kind of surveying everything right now. Trips to the near side. 1 up to the far. Hamilton, the wide receiver, to the near side. They're going to go across the field. Caught by Madare somehow. He's got space. And he gets back to the original line of scrimmage and gains a little bit more. Second down and 8 from the 15 is where we stand. 4:25 on the clock. 16-0 Vashon. Panthers need a score here to stay in it. 4 wideouts. Option play shown. O'Neal will keep it to the 10. 5. Touchdown. That's when it pays to be a smart option quarterback. Touchdown, Zumwalt North. And they get on the board on this one, and you can breathe a little sigh of relief. They can run the ball.
Yeah, especially after the first couple drives, nothing going for North. They're able to drive down the field. As you mentioned, nice option run. And that's something that North has done well in the past couple of years, running that option, and it pays off there.
Yeah, it's kind of their bread and butter, what they default to, because we've seen quarterbacks who can have arms like Jack Newcomb and Peyton Hoker. We've seen running quarterbacks like Chris Reckel as they hand it off up the middle and in. So the 2-point conversion's good. You're now down by 8 4:06 on the clock. I'll finish my thought. Connor O'Neill kind of is not a throwing quarterback, and in some ways he's not a running quarterback. So the running back position this year is where the Panthers are going to live and die, and with the wide receivers running screens and sweeps, because that's where your athletes are. And really, Connor O'Neill was a great defensive player last year, was a safety out of a man possessed, but not really. But he's just not really a, trying to finish my thought here, an aerial threat kind of guy. .406 on the clock. Here we go. The kick is high and deep. Not very, as it just died. Now they go far side with some room all the way down to almost the 45. A great run by Dorian Phillips. So we get set. Third time Vashon's been on offense. 1st and 10 from the 43. 16-0 are scored. 3:57 on the clock. And the Panthers just went down and scored, so 16-8. Vashon comes out with a wing of wide receivers to the near side of the field. Here comes the blitz, and P.J. Henderson, everybody. Looks like he threw out of the sack.
He did. But North sniffed that play out really well.
Yes, they did.
Right off the line.
P.J. and what I believe looked like either Guthrie or Sweenton got through, and man, oh man. Scores from around town. CBC playing Bishop Chatterd from Indianapolis. They lead at the half 41-17. As Vashon gets a playoff somehow out of a broken play and maybe gains one. This will bring up 3rd down and 9. And just a quick PSA here while we get a chance. Want to send our support out to the St. Mary's Dragons community. If you were watching the news this week, the Archdiocese of St. Louis announced they will close, but President Mike England vowing that they will stay open. So one of our longest tenured clients, the St. Mary's Dragons, we wish them all the best, and hopefully we'll be back on the south side next season. Trio wide receivers out to the far side, and whistle blown, play dead. They call delay of game. Back to the 49, and now 4th down and 14 for Vashon. A lot of penalties so far, Gavin.
Yeah, a lot of penalties, and really it's been just, plays that have gotten in players' heads. They just need to, it's really just a mindset here at this point.
So as we start out, it is the ace shotgun. Huge cannon to the far side. Incomplete. And now they call PI. That ball could not have been catchable.
Definitely hands going both ways there. Very physical play.
Now they're bringing it back. Pass interference is called, but not from the spot, so just past the 50 at the 46. First down and 10, 46-yard line, 2:25 on the clock. Vashon leads 16-8. They come out in the ace shotgun. One wide receiver each side. North stacks the box. Here they come. Snap is back. Looking, and flag on the play. I'm starting to keep a tally now. Illegal motion against Vashon, so that'll walk them back again. First down and 15. A lot of good games around town, but probably the biggest football game in town is a college game. Tomorrow, our Lindenwood Lions taking on SEMO. That's going to be a fun one. They have sold out Hunter Stadium, apparently.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Handoff, Gleghorn going to the far side. And looks like they have it sniffed. PJ gets to him in the backfield. PJ Henderson, everybody. Let me tell you, I want to give my apologies to him. Last game I called, I did not realize he had switched his number and ran into him in the parking lot. And I realized, oh, that is PJ. He switched from 55 to 7. After the Washington game. So, second down and 17. Wolverines will show two wide receivers out to the far side. Timeout taken by Vashon. Will take one as well. 91 seconds left here in quarter number 1. Panthers down by 8.
Bus Lines has been serving the St. Louis metropolitan area since 1932, and they take pride in their well-maintained fleet of clean, comfortable, European-style motor coaches and vans. Whether you're interested in a tour of the beautiful and historic St. Louis area or a charter trip to the lower 48 continental United States or parts of Canada, it's Vandalia Bus Lines, the largest fleet in the St. Louis area. Call them at 800-542-4287.
Welcome back and good evening, everybody. 16-8 our score. Vashon on top there. Moving one step forward and two steps back at the moment. You're just joining us. My name's Tom Hartbeck. I'm alongside Gavin Anderson. This game brought to you by Bleacher Sports Bar, St. Charles Flying Service, and Prepcast.com. If you are over at Bleachers off of Highway P, good evening to you. Thanks for watching. Been great sponsors to us these past couple of years. Back to pass. Flags on the play. Throws out of the sack. They call it incomplete. Shane Pruitt was all over it on that time. Mark Vittrell and P.J. Henderson. Holding against the offense will push him back.
Another penalty.
Yeah. And like I said, looking at it at the game, Vashon with Miller Career, going to have to say that for technical purposes. They beat Kirkwood 28-7, lost to Cardinal Ritter 29-7. Excuse me, they beat Kirkwood 28-27, then lost to Cardinal Ritter 29-7, lost to Slough 43-15. And then beat Roosevelt 62-0. After us, they got Gateway. Zumwalt North heads out to Liberty next week. Liberty lost to Washington 70-7. Man in motion to the far side. That's Hill. Back to pass. Play blown dead. Lewis Kane just can't even get enough time to set his feet and throw, they're either throwing a flag or he's flushed from the pocket.
Yeah.
Second down and 38. We can just say that's a mile. 1:21 on the clock. Panthers with a chance here if they can capitalize on the field position. Hill, the man in motion to the far side. Kane back to pass, looking. He's got time. And back from behind comes Shane Pruitt, intercepted in the secondary, down the sideline to the 30, and out of bounds at about the 20-yard line, Carter Madare.
Big play by Fort Zumwalt North. Ball right to him. Read the offense perfectly.
And that's Carter Madare making a big impact. Hasn't been a favorite target in the receiving core, per se. He's had a few runs, but he makes his living on special teams and on defense. As has Braden Miller. As the passing game this year has not been the go-to. Trips of wide receivers out to the far side. Miller, Madare, and Osman. They get it out. That is Braden Miller spinning away. Gets back to the line. Not much more.
North, as you mentioned, doesn't have much of a passing offense, but you'll see them sneak one of those little passes here and there, and it really seems like they do it better when there's a receiver in motion.
Yeah, bubble screens, actually, bona fide wide receiver screens, underneath throws, but not much over the top this year as into the secondary, leaping over one and down at the 6 is the quarterback, Connor O'Neill. And he's been smart with that ball tonight after his first miscue. But it seems, I don't know, maybe he's just the kind of kid that kind of gets the jitters starting a game.
Like the pregame jitters.
Yeah, because I see him make a mistake early in the game, and then once the game starts and once he gets a series under his belt, he's all right. As he keeps it himself, tries to fall forward, and maybe loses one.
It almost seems like he's the type of player that once he gets that one mistake over with, it's out of his head, it's out of his system, and then he really buckles down.
I agree. And that ends the first. So after one frame, 16-8, Vashon with the lead, but the Panthers knocking on the door. We'll be right back on Panther Broadcasting, powered by Prepcast.
To get that extra 10%. Reach the next level with Athletic Republic. Athletic Republic is science-based performance sports training, delivering intense, position-specific one-on-one training. Stop working out and start training. Visit your local Athletic Republic training center today. Athletic Republic, where athletes who give 110% get the extra 10%.
Welcome back, everybody. Panther Broadcasting, powered by Prepcast. Second down and 7 from the 7. We switch ends, and it's 16-8 Vashon, but North knocking on the door. Now they officially make it second down and 8. Moon is waning towards us tonight. Rather close. As we can see up to it, you can see a little more detail tonight than normal. Perfectly clear and in the 60s right now. We'll reach the 50s by the fourth quarter. Man in motion far side, that's Pruitt. O'Neill going to try and run through and didn't get anything on the play. Sometimes I feel like he pulls it down as a default. When, I hate to use a video game analogy here, but you ever played Madden and you run the quarterback read and you watch the one linebacker, if he stops and makes the bear hug move, you hand it off. If he actually comes in and tries to tackle you, you run. but that's the same principle. This time, fumble on the play, fallen on by Andy Guthrie, and this will be 4th down and at about the 15. Out comes Noah Page.
And it looked like O'Neal was trying to pitch the ball, but the ball got punched out right as he was getting ready to.
Yeah, right as he was getting ready to let it go. That time, I think he might have just wanted to tuck it and dive to get as far forward for Noah as he could. So, looks like North will uncharacteristically kick. 10 yards in the end zone, 5, 10, 15, 25-yarder. Noah Page. Snap back, ball down, kick is up. It's got the distance. No good. Wide to the inside. So the turnover.
Looked like it had the distance.
It did. And it looked like it was going to clear the bar too, but I think they might have just gotten a man in, and he pulled it just a little bit. It's all right. You're not Harrison Mevis, and you're not Scott Norwood. That's all right. So still 16-8 our score. 1st down and 10 from the 20 is where Vashon will take over. As they break the huddle. 11-12 on the clock. Kane set. Man in motion to the far side. That's Smith. Smith set. Handoff Gleghorn. He's got some room. Maybe a gain of about 7. And they give him 9, so 2nd down and 1 from the 29. Hard to stop a really good running back.
Yeah, Vashon, they had their offensive line's doing a really good job of opening up a gap, and they're doing a great job at finding holes and creating holes.
Yeah, and a lot of times Zumwalt North relies on those linebackers to get to the backfield. Flag on the play. They do get the 1st down, but we'll see how we mark this off.
It's going to be on the offense.
Wow. Great crowd over at Lindenwood tonight. It is a rivalry game in Francis Howell. Francis Howell North taking on Central. 7-7, end of 1. Little explanation on that. Right now, Francis Howell North building a new facility, entirely new campus pretty much, and they are playing their home games at Central. So the game, when that team comes up on the schedule, they move it to neutral site Lindenwood, and that looks like a fun one. Handoff up the middle, maybe a gain of 4 or 5. I'm surprised you're at that one. You're not at that one, Gavin.
Well, I'm here. That is a game I would love to go to, though.
Yeah.
Being a student at Lindenwood and a Howell North graduate, that would be a fun. And you know the kids are probably having a fun time with Lindenwood now, Division I.
Yeah, and I just saw a picture as ball might have come out on the play, a melee for it. North thinks they have it. And looks like Vashon was able to grab it last minute. Yeah, but like, I just saw a picture. I mean, the stands are half full on each side. That's an 8,000 seat stadium. So 4th down and 1. 16-8, 9-10 on the clock. What do? Gleghorn sets up in the backfield. North stacks the box. It's going to be a keeper by Kane. He barely gets the 1st down, wrestled down on the far side by a charging, excuse me, Austin Bauer. 1st and 10 from the 34. I tell you, this game's kind of setting up to be a little low scoring. If you have 2 low scoring games and 2 close results out of these 3 games, you can't ask for a whole lot more, being as you're in a rebuilding year, but it's going to kind of sting thinking you could have won.
Yeah, especially with the amount of penalties they've had and the turnovers. Turnovers have been a big key in the few losses that North has had so far this year. And really just one of those things where, as you mentioned, rebuilding year, these players are still getting used to working together.
Yeah, you're only in week 5, and you could play to week 14. Who knows? But this year looks like Francis Howell is poised to hoist the title in Class 5. Maybe with Jackson, but they already beat Jackson. And as we look kind of farther down the road here, you got Liberty. And then at the end of the year, you have Zumwalt West. 1st down and 15. Kane in the flat, off a hand, incomplete. Second down and 15 from the 29.
And one thing to take into consideration, too, is this is North's first time playing Vashon in school history. So it's a team that they have never seen before. It's a different, not necessarily a different offense, but it's a different play style than what they're used to seeing.
Yeah, it's very quick. I'll tell you that right now. They're one of the top teams in Class 4. But they don't normally play a Class 4 schedule. Dumped off under the middle. Penalty on the play. North snuffs it out. I don't believe the flag is on North. Holding on the offense.
So that'll push Vashon. Well, the penalties decline. I was going to say it was going to put Vashon back, but Bacon not taking the penalty.
Yeah, I think he wanted to make it 3rd down. 3rd down and 20 here. Vashon putting themselves in a lot of these situations so far. 2 wide receivers out to the far side. Back to pass. Kane looking, throwing. Hit as he throws. And incomplete. And Kane a little shaken up on the play, slow to get up. Helped to his feet by his teammates. 4th down and long. So that's what you want to do. I think North's kind of proven they can hang with Vashon. They just haven't had the groove going on offense so far tonight.
Yeah, Vashon's really figured out North's offense, but really North has just had a few mishaps so far in this one. We've seen O'Neal make a few really nice rushing attempts. It's just a matter of they need to switch it up enough to where it's going to catch Vashon off guard.
And it's kind of hard to do that when you're an option spread offense. Vashon set to punt. Snap is back. It's high. They get a decent punt off. Braden Miller to receive. And then gets wrecked. And flag.